Welcome to my first post-Halloween video. It's going to start off with 25 Blu-ray movies horror movies that I think should be in your collection. I'm going to talk about some retro gaming, some Switch stuff, some Super Mario Odyssey, and I'll be right back. Hi there. So I guess still after Halloween, and I guess everybody's entitled to one good scare. So with that being said, let's turn up the light a bit. So I'm not sure why it seems so dark here right now when in actuality this here it's actually pretty light. So the lights are actually on max right now. I got the lights turned on all around me, so maybe it's a creepy sort of thing. I have an idea. Let's take this to the video library. So follow me downstairs and I'll meet you down there. Alright, so now we're down in the movie library. As you can see, I got some space put aside there for the Mondo Macabres I'm getting for Christmas, so I had to move some stuff all around. Why is this so dark tonight? I'm not quite sure. I'll be right back. So anyway, I'm not quite sure why I'm not getting the right lighting no matter where I go. So we'll start here and maybe we'll journey around a bit. We'll see. Anyway, so I want to talk about 20 Blu-rays, horror Blu-rays that I think that would be in benefit to anybody's collection. So these are all North American ones. I'm going to do North American ones because I'm going to do a separate list for the UK. But let's start because I did one of these lists a while back, and I decided let's turn the hat around. That'll make me see better. Look, I see better already. Let's see what some of the new additions that I've gotten to my kind of like Blu-rays you should have in your collection, or if they're your type of movies you should have. So first up are a couple Blue Underground titles, and the first one is Lucio Fulci's The New York Ripper. Now if you're a fan of Fulci, then this one's a must-have. It's definitely not something that's for everybody. It's kind of giallo meets slasher. It's a mixed hybrid kind of thing, and I really dig it. So if you're a fan of Lucio Fulci, New York Ripper Blood and Ground is a great addition. I do recommend you have it in your collection. I also have the Shameless one as well, not the Blu-ray, but I do have the DVD one, and I've got a couple editions of that actually. Next up is Sergio Martino's Torso. This is a classic giallo, stars Susie Kendall. It's a great little film. What I really, really love about this film is the last 50 minutes of this is stellar. It looks like, your typical giallo. It's got the, the masked killer and the kind of the clue, that subtle wink. Is that the killer clue and the little twist on it. But the last 15 minutes of this is extra golden. So if you don't have Torso in your collection, it's a really good one and it's a really great choice. Next up is from Code Red. And this is, I think, the only Code Red one that I'm going to be putting on this list right here, right now. And that is Hide and Go Shriek. I really did like this. It's a slasher film. In a way, it's it's a standard slasher trope. There's nothing overly unique or different about the film. It's just I thought it was really solidly put together. I like the cast that was in it. The killer was actually pretty good. There's no really there's no really hidden twists that I can really think of. Like the ending to this one, and if you don't have Hide and Go Shriek, you know what? I do recommend it. It's a fun little film. Now, everybody knows that Maniac with Joe Spinell, pronounce it the way you want, is a classic that should be in everybody's collection. But not everybody yet has picked up this one. And this one I do think is a classic, and it's great. He does a great job in it. It's a fantastic little film. This is definitely the way to own it. I know there's a different version of this, but I'm not sure if it's Code Red or Scorpion releasing. But this is the only way to have this film. Definitely, this is the definitive edition, and this is The Undertaker. Now, when this originally came out, it came out with this really snazzy looking box, kind of slipcover, O-ring, whatever you want to call it. Now I think it's just, it's this here, but still really, really cool, even without the slipcover. This is a really awesome movie. I recommend it. He does a great job. Sam's a Maniac. He's just one of those kind of quirky character actors. There's a reason that he was highly respected in his field, and he shows it off in this movie here. Does it all always make sense all the time? Maybe not quite, but you know what? Neither did Maniac all the time. That's a classic right now. I think that Undertaker is highly, highly underrated. So let's go off with the next one. And this one here is another Vinegar Syndrome. I reviewed this one fairly recently, and that is Luther the Geek. Way, way better than I expected. The movie totally blew me away, and what blew me away really was, well, we got the girl in this one. Yeah, we do. We have Stacey Hadiak, and she is gorgeous. And she's naked. And yes, but no. But seriously, what blew me away with this movie is the actor himself. The guy that plays Luther in this movie, he really commits to the role, and that really shows. It's an awesome, awesome job that he does. And I can't recommend enough. This is an awesome film. Next up is a Scream Factory release, and it's one that should be in your collection. It really, really should. If you don't have this Scream Factory one, really get this one. I do recommend it. It's got a great cast. It's kind of an old school one. If you like ghost stories, then you can't get much better than Ghost Story. Based on the Peter Straub book. Of course, it couldn't take everything that was in the Peter Straub book. The Peter Straub book was a massive tome, and it had, you know, it had so much in it, but I think they did a really good job of catching that kind of that old school feel, and by using a lot of like older, like kind of classic actors, it really, really helped. The John Houseman's amazing in this. Craig Wasson in this one. Alice Kriegs does 2 roles, and it's just incredible. There's some great effects in this. There's a big scare at the beginning of it that nobody ever forgets once they see it. It's the same as when you watch that, watch The Shining, and you get to that room with that girl. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Check out Ghost Story. It's a really, really, really good movie. Next up is one here that is by Grindhouse Releasing. And it's actually 3 movies, but you're getting it for one in particular. And that movie is called I Drink Your Blood. I Drink Your Blood, I think, was the first, if not one of the very first appearances of Lynn Laurie. She plays a mute character, and she's still gorgeous, and in that kind of really unique way that Lynn Laurie has. I really like this movie. Everything on paper, when this movie is described, isn't something that that would normally be something that I would be in for. It's like, is it kind of, so they're gonna be eating people, they're gonna be maybe a bit cannibalistic, and I'm like, I'm okay with cannibal ones, but they're not my favorite genre. But you know what? This movie rocks. It really does. It's got some great features on it. It's got 2 extra movies there to watch. They're kind of cheesy. They're kind of fun. But what you're getting it for, let's not kid yourself. It is I Drink Your Blood. It is a fantastic little film, and I really, really enjoyed it. The next one is what company are you? Synapse. I love Synapse stuff, and when they put out stuff, they put out some really great. They're known for their really quality transfers. They really are. So sometimes I get a little upset when they put out those, those steel books that are kind of ultra expensive, but they really, really put a lot of work and money into those there. So I do kind of understand it, and especially when I saw this. I have many, many versions of Prom Night in my collection. I've even got different versions of the Anchor Bay Prom Night. I've got the Lionsgate North American, like Canadian release of the box set of the Prom Night series. But watching Prom Night on Blu-ray like this, it was a revelation. It is a fantastic little film. It's one of the ones that kind of usually falls under the radar. It's considered to be like a little bit slower, not quite as fast paced as a lot of them. But I really like this one. There are some great features on this one here as well. Definitely check this out. Love that movie. Next up is one by the Kino line. I think this one was done with someone else, wasn't it? Oh, MGM. Not MGM, Scorpion. Scorpion did this one with them. And it is a fantastic Sugar Hill. If you're going to get one blaxploitation movie, like even more than Blackula, and Black is a classic that everybody should have, get Sugar Hill to go along with that. It is a fantastic blaxploitation horror film, and they do a really good job. There's really great casting this one here. The acting's fantastic. I really recommend Sugar Hill. Fantastic little film. I'm going to tell you you know what I'm going to tell you about this movie? Next to nothing, because you just should have it in your collection. You should watch it, and then you're welcome. Next up is this one's out of print, but you can get the regular edition of this one as well. And it's a great little Clive Barker film. And no, it's not Rawhead Rex, but I did watch that recently, and I'm going to talk to you about that in an upcoming video, maybe as another segment of this video, because that was a really, really excellent film. So Nightbreed, I loved Nightbreed. This is just such a cool one. If you can get your hands on this one, this is a really good one to get. It has both the theatrical and the director's cut on it. You can forget the Cabell cut, where they just kind of like shove everything in there for $250. Are you crazy, man? But no, this is pretty excellent. If you guys remember, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, then you know that like I was really like, I was not the happiest when they announced this, like this one movie, and it's going to cost you $80. And I was like, shame on you, Scream Factory. Shame on you for doing that. Not only do I have a copy of Nightbreed here in my hands, but I bought one for my son as well. It's one of his favorite movies too. Nightbreed. Almost fell out. Next up is a Vestron video release, and it is a fantastic one. The transfers, the features, it's just incredible. It's one that everybody should own. Everybody should have in their collection, and that is Wishmaster. Wishmaster is a highly underrated film. This is a complete series. I mean, like Wishmaster 2 is a fun little film too with Andrew Divoff. Wishmaster 3, not so much. It's okay. Wishmaster 4, I think gets kind of fun again, but it's really severely missing Andrew Divoff. It really is. But honestly, guys, if you don't have this Vestron in your collection, get it. It's a fantastic transfer. There are fantastic features on here as well. Divoff is a very modest dude. And this, for me, this is a classic horror monster, right up there with a lot of them, and he should be. They should bring Divoff back. They should do more Wishmaster. They should get back to the way they originally did it, because the first Wishmaster movie, it's a classic film. It's great murder pieces, great set pieces. There's lots of great actors in it. The creature is he's so well done, and just the way that he does the whole like as you wish thing. It's just I need to eat a lot more jelly beans to get it to Andrew Divoff level. If you know what that means, then congratulations. Wishmaster collection, get it in your collection. It's a fantastic one. Next up is another great one by Vinegar Syndrome, and that one is Psycho Cop Returns. Now this is more of a comedic horror film, but it's a fun horror film nonetheless. It's a blast. I mean, like if you've ever seen this movie, then I shouldn't really have anything else to say. Psycho Cop itself was an okay film, but Psycho Cop Returns, it was complete revelation of the way that it was done. It was just so fun. It was a joy to watch. Some horror movies are downbeat, some are depressing. Psycho Cop's a lot of fun. Next up is one that's definitely known for its tons of funness and its non-depressingness. Exorcist 3. Now, Exorcist 3 is a really cool classic sequel. If you haven't like bit the bullet on this one, you really should. Actually, my dad, who's seen Exorcist 1 and 2, only recently got like Exorcist 3 when they did Walmart had like the Exorcist anthology set. He's been waiting for years like to see Exorcist, to really like see Exorcist 3. This one that he's kept missing out on. So now he's got the anthology. Hopefully he's watched it over Halloween, and he can let me know when I go and visit him again what he thought of it, because this is a fantastic film. George C. Scott, Brad Dourif. If you haven't seen Exorcist 3, this is the sequel that Exorcist 2 should have been. Next up is a little indie film by Larry Fessenden, and it is one that I really like. Man, I was wanting to see this one for ages. I was wondering if it was going to live up to the hype that I had like putted in my head, and it was called Beneath. Beneath, it's just a fun, simple little film, but it works really well, and you will remember what is Beneath. It's a great little horror survival one where they're all trapped by this creature right here, and it's the monster. It's a cheesy monster movie, but I love monster movies. Next up is another Snaps one, and this is a fantastic release. Bit on the expensive side, but I gotta say, if you can get it. If you can't, get the regular edition. But it is Tenebrae. Tenebrae is my very favorite Dario Argento film. This is a masterful release of it. There is a documentary on this, basically a Giallo documentary. I might actually watch it again. I watched this like 4 times, and I might actually watch this again tonight, because now that I got it in my hand, I kind of want to watch the documentary again. It's really fun. If you haven't seen it, it's a great film. Tenebrae is for me, it's hands down my favorite Argento film. Some people love Suspiria, some people love Deep Red. I'm a Tenebrae guy, and this release is amazing. Next up is another Grindhouse releasing, and it's one that everybody needs, and it is Pieces. I love this film. Actually, Pieces is how I got an Arrow video in the first place. I really wanted to own the movie Pieces. I've seen it on VHS years upon years ago. I wanted to get a DVD of it. Arrow Video had this like really stacked DVD of Pieces with a poster and everything. It was one of the very first ones that I picked up from Arrow Video. So when the Grindhouse releasing announced that they were doing a Blu-ray edition of one of my favorite films of all time, because it really is. It's just a fun little film. Is it like, is it a classic? Is this a great film? No, it's a cheesy bad film, but it's a bad film in the best way possible. It's a thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyable film. I really love it. Sadly, I was one of the few that didn't get the puzzle. And for a guy that really, really loved this movie, it was a real shame because there's no bigger fan of Pieces on this earth, or probably Juan Picard Simone than me, but I still got a fantastic film, some amazing features, and oh god, there's so much on this one here. 42nd Street Memories on this. There's a bonus CD on this. It's just incredible. So if you don't have it, I really do recommend you pick up the Grindhouse releasing edition of Pieces. It is worth your money. Next up is a redemption title. So if Kino Lorber is kind of like an offshoot title that they do, offshoot company they do, and that is the Pete Walker Collection Volume 2. Don't remember. I didn't get Volume 1 because I had them all singular, but if you're going to grab something Pete Walker right at the gate, one of his most famous films is a movie called Frightmare, and there is a good reason for that. Sheila Keith, right? Sheila Keith, yeah, Sheila Keith is in that one, and she is phenomenal. This is a great film. This got a lot of great stuff in it. We got the Flesh and Blood show with the 3D sequences in here. We got like the House of Mortal Sin. There's one Home Before Midnight, and there's two more actiony movies like A Man of Action and The Big Switch that are on there as well. 6 movies, man. That is fantastic. And most of all, you want it for the horror stuff, you definitely want to get it for Frightmare. Frightmare is a classic film. Isn't that centering off a little bit? Is that freaking you out? But next up is another one by Synapse. No, sorry, it's Severin, and it is Vampire Lesbos. I am a huge fan of this film. You guys know I love my Jess Franco. I'm going to do a Jess Franco video in the near future, probably after Christmas, because I want to wait till I get my Mon Macabre and get to really talk about a lot of the Jess Franco stuff. I got about 3 or 4 of them coming, so really looking forward to that. By the way, but Vampire Lesbos, I've talked about this so many times, and I can talk about it too much right now. It's a fantastic film. I also recommend their the release of Shaquille with Ecstasy. I got that one as well. A great one. Next up is another Vestron release, and that is The Gate. Scream Factory just announced The Gate 2. Pick it up. It's going to definitely put that on your list of movies. Get The Gate, though. The first one is amazing. It is a fantastic film. This is pardon the pun here, this is a gateway drug into horror. It's like, when you see like oh no, not a PG-13 horror, not one of those. Those suck. No, not this one. This one gets everything right. About, all the horror of your childhood. It's right here. It's in this, and it's done perfectly right. It moves fast. It clips along. The young cast is really, really good. I think oh god, what's her name in this one? The girl that was the mom in One Tree Hill, I think. Is one of like the younger ones in that one. One more, yeah. Next up is this one. It's the Black Maria edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yes, it's the original 1974 classic. I love this film. And, any edition you get of Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Blu-ray, there's a 4-disc edition to get as well. I don't have that one. So I got, actually, my better half, she went out and surprised me and got me this one one year. And I got to say, it's amazing. The 4-disc edition one is fantastic, too. It's only really an interview and some extra things like the apron and stuff that are in there and a different, a unique case and all that, but you get the 4-disc one. You get amazing stuff. You get some incredible special features. If you haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a long time, or if you only got the DVD, upgrade the Blu-ray. It's really worth it. And I'll be right back, because you know what? I thought of a couple more that we're going to put in there, and I want to put these back. So since I'm done on my movie library already, let's delve a little bit deeper into a little bit more, and let's look at some more stuff. I'll be right back. All right, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more here that I wanted to put out there. So 26, I just like to go just a little bit farther when I'm down here in the movie library. I can get to some stuff that I couldn't get to, stuff that I didn't think about right away. So let's start off with a couple that are got from Twilight Time, but I'm sure that I know they come out by other companies as well. First off is the remake of The Blob. If you're into monster movies, this one here is a fantastic film. As far as remakes go, this is stellar remake. This one is done by Chuck Russell, who did the Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. It is Chuck Russell. Right. It is right. Good, perfect. And it has a fantastic cast. If you haven't seen The Blob, it's about a blob, and it's a really good version of it. I love this movie. It's fantastic. Special effects are great. Next up is Fright Night. They actually got a really good UK release of this one as well. I got the 30th anniversary edition of Fright Night. A good friend of mine got me this one here, and it's the limited edition series from Twilight Time. Twilight Time no longer does horror movies on at all, so only the ones they got, I think, are the ones they sell. They're not going to do any more horror. It's really disappointing. But this one is really good, and I watch this one all the time. I'm a huge fan of this film. And so, here you go, guys. Welcome to Fright Night. For real. Next up is a recent release, and that is 976 Evil by Sony's Columbia imprint. So, if you haven't seen this one, it's a really fun movie. I really do recommend it. They did a really great job in the transfer. I haven't checked out the commentary yet. I'm actually looking forward to doing that. I had a blast with the movie. It's fun. It's cheesy. It's all over the place. I really love it. I really want to see the sequel made into get a special edition Blu-ray as well. I know that Vestron Lionsgate has the rights to that, so that you could see that coming through the Vestron label, and I'm really hoping it does. If not, I hope another company like Scream Factory or somebody picks it up, or that Sony themselves gets the rights to 976 Evil 2, because I'd love to put that on my right there next to this one. It's a really good one. It's fun. Stephen Jeffries is in this. The lead actor in this is really great as well. Stephen Jeffries is kind of the lead actor, but there's there's another kind of hero character too, and he's actually pretty good. Next up is Mondo Macabre. Of course, you know I'm going to get that in there. I'm a huge Mondo Macabre fan, and I've got a huge Mondo Macabre Christmas coming out. But if you did not get this one, Lizard in a Woman's Skin, I really do recommend it. It's not your typical Fulci film. So if you're just thinking that you're going to get kind of like some nonsensical nudity and stuff like that, you're going to get your nudity. You always get that. But this is a great giallo film. It really is. It's a really cool film. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. There are some great, amazing special features on this one. The sale, I think, is still ongoing until like November 3rd, I think. So if you do not have this movie in your Blu-ray collection, I'm going to tell you right now, I recommend you get it in there because it's a really good one, and it's $16 right now. You can't go wrong with that. I waited until Halloween to watch this one, although a lot of my friends had got it and watched it and stuff. Not me. I wanted to wait till Halloween. I've been waiting to get this one for a long time. That is Rawhead Rex. This is a fantastic monster movie. It is so fun, so cheesy. You will not believe the amount of special features that Kino has put into this release. The fact that this has kind of like got its own like slip box, got all these different covers. It's amazing. This is an incredible release. The print is fantastic. This is such a fun monster movie. I'm sorry, Clive Barker. This is really fun. This is a really cool movie. You shouldn't have been so upset. I'm glad you got upset though, because you made Hellraiser, and that's good. That's a really great movie too. But I like this movie. I really do. There's a great interview with Steve Bissett in there. They interview the guy under the big costume, the Rawhead Rex costume. There's a ton of stuff. Just look over here. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. If you can, you want to pause it or something like that. There's a ton of features on there. Just great stuff. Last but not least, I mentioned it, and I felt like, I shouldn't just mention it. I want to show it. That is the release here from Severin of She Killed in Ecstasy. This is a really cool film. Again, it has Soledad Miranda, the same as Vampire Lesbos does. And she does a great job in this. What's really good about this one is if you're a fan of like soundtracks, the second disc here, disc 2 is 3 films by Jess Franco's CD. It's got music from Vampire Lesbos, She Killed in Ecstasy, and The Devil Came from Akasawa. So if you haven't seen it, if you haven't great one with a great CD. If you collect like these horror soundtracks, these CDs, it's a great, and you're buying a lot of those Blue Undergrounds that got CDs and stuff like that. Make sure that you haven't missed out on She Killed in Ecstasy because it's a really cool one. Some of the features on She Killed in Ecstasy and Vampire Lesbos, I think there's a couple that kind of overlap, but that CD and that's one. She Killed in Ecstasy is a great film anyway. I saw it first on Exhumed on Scream channel here in Canada. Then there's getting that amazing CD, which was incredible. There you go, guys. There's some great Blu-rays. Christmas is coming up. It's just a couple months away. So there's some choices for you to give to your loved one that likes horror. I'll talk to you in a little bit. let's go upstairs again, and we'll take it from there. All right, so I'm back in my sitting room. Let's switch up a little bit of Switch talk. Recently, the new game came out, Super Mario Odyssey, and it has been doing gangbusters. Some people asked if Super Mario Odyssey was one of those games that was overrated, and myself, I haven't gotten to play it yet, but from everything that I've seen, from every one of the reviews that I've seen, it might be underrated in the way that it's done. I'm soon going to do a video that's going to be talking about all the different Nintendo systems that came up, their starting lineup, and see where Switch like stands right now. And I'm going to be, spoiler alert, I got to do some more research, but pretty damn good. We've already gotten two genuine classics for the system. We got Super Mario Odyssey. We got the new Zelda Breath of the Wild. I do have Zelda Breath of the Wild, by the way, and it is incredible. It's just one of those games that I really when I like to play with my friends around. So where I live, I moved away from my cousin, so I get a twinge of like sadness that he's not around there to play it with right now. But when I do get involved in it, I get involved, and it's not something I get involved for like 10 minutes or something like that. I'm gone into the Zelda world for hours. And from what I've heard, this Mario game is so fun that you can get really sucked into it. There's a lot to do, like after the game's over as well. There's all these different challenges and stuff like that. But they say like it runs 12 to 15 hours depending on your skill set, and that's that's the perfect amount for me. And then you go on for after that, like just to do some amazing stuff. What else can I say? I mean, that, and some people say it's too easy. I don't want a hard, when I'm looking for like a hard challenging game, I am never looking for a Super Mario game to fit that. There's a certain like thing that I want for my Super Mario games, and it's not like, do I want this to be really challenging? No, I want this to be really fun. I want this to be like this world that I can just immerse myself into and just get really into it. And from everything that I've heard and that I've read and that I've seen, it looks to be fantastic, and I'm really, really excited about the Switch Super Mario Odyssey game. As you guys know, I retro collect, so a lot of the stuff that I get right now and I got over the last 2 months is retro stuff, like from my my recent Super Nintendo purchase to my my two PS2s that I got, to my my NES Retron, and the plug and play systems that I collected, and just the different stuff that I like and I enjoy. I definitely want to have more of the systems. I got a Game Boy Advance thanks to my kids, and I'll be looking to get like more like classic systems. I actually asked my dad, fingers crossed, if he's going to look for me for like another classic system that I want. So hopefully around Christmas time you'll see not just a bunch of Monte Carlo and stuff like that, and whatever special surprises that my better half gets me, but maybe another classic system as well. I'm actually looking forward to that. There's something else that I'm actually working on that I want to talk about right now, but it fits in with like different formats that I'm collecting, and it's been an amazing time to this is still it's after one, like, so I guess Halloween's officially over now, but I'm still riding the wave, the goodness, the awesomeness of Halloween. Guys, I hope you guys had a fantastic Halloween. I did. The rank videos is up there, so if you haven't watched my Friday the 13th Nightmare on Elm Street ranking, please do. And like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you make sure that you don't miss any of my videos. And they've been a little bit, you know, different, like timing wise, and like I'm not getting as many as I want to get out, but I'm going to be trying to do more in the near future. I'm going to try to keep them at this this time frame, this level, because I find that this is a perfect time for me to actually be able to talk about stuff and really get into different aspects. And if I want to talk about like gaming stuff like that too, some of you guys don't always get into my gaming stuff, so I gotta sneak it in every once in a while. Thank you guys for watching. I am Aaron. I am the Movie Prof. It has been a fantastic Halloween here, my first Halloween here in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Have a fantastic day there. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys again soon. Because for me right now, I got a Lady Earl Grey tea that's waiting for me, and it is time for tea. Later.